Good evening and welcome to your Marquette Challenge Award Ceremony. We're glad you're here. I'm your host tonight, Jimmy McKay, and I'm honored to serve on the Foundation for Physical Therapy Research Board of Trustees. Some of you might know me from my podcast, PT Pintcast. Now, if you're joining us on social media, list your school in the comments below for a shout out. Donors and supporters like you make our work possible. Together, we have a lot to celebrate. Now let's thank our sponsors. Our title sponsor, HPSO CNA. Some of our supporting sponsors, the California Physical Therapy Fund, the APTA Academy of Leadership and Innovation, and APTA New York. Our co-host for tonight's event, Marquette University. We'd also like to thank the American Physical Therapy Association, our lead donor, and a pinnacle partner in research. Tonight, we celebrate the future leaders in the profession, the student fundraisers who give forward to physical therapy by participating in the VCU Marquette Challenge. Since 1989, students have raised more than $4.8 million for the Foundation for Physical Therapy Research. We'll announce this year's top fundraising school live. Top fundraising school gets co-hosting rights, bragging rights, for the 2023-24 challenge. We'll also be joined by several guests who have a connection with the Marquette Challenge. I myself participated in the Marquette Challenge as a student at Marymount University because our professors there highlighted and emphasized the importance of research now and for the future of our profession. Now let's introduce this year's student coordinators. Speaking of those future leaders that wouldn't be possible without these student coordinators, welcome Carrie, Dan, and Rod.
Hello. What's up, Jimmy?
Thanks for doing what you do.
No
Right
problem.
now, how about a special message from Foundation President Paul Rocker?
On behalf of the Foundation for Physical Therapy Research Board of Trustees, it is an honor to report on our organization's strategic investments and partnerships that continue to advance emerging research and researchers. As the research funding organization for APTA, our mission is to support research and promising researchers that improve patient outcomes, enhance treatments, and advance the profession. Through the generosity of our donors and partners, we were able to support 29 emerging researchers and investigators through scholarships, fellowships, and grants. Our rigorous peer review process ensures that funding is awarded to the most promising physical therapy research projects. In addition to our funding initiatives, we made significant investments in 2022 to further the advancement of the profession. We supported funding a new rehabilitation research program that aims to develop a diverse research workforce that can address existing health inequities, and secured funding for a new digital physical therapy research grant, which will be offered for the first time in 2023. We are proud to see the future of our profession in the hands of the dedicated PT and PTA students who participate in the annual Marquette Challenge, a student-led fundraiser that supports our mission. Last year, the Marquette Challenge engaged hundreds of students at 79 different schools, connecting them to research as they give forward to their future profession. Finally, we extend our sincere gratitude to our donors and volunteers. You are the lifeblood of our organization, and we could not achieve our mission without your support. Together, we are building a brighter future for physical therapy.
From one president to another, now let's hear from APTA President Roger Herr.
It's great to be here, celebrating the future leaders of the profession. These student leader fundraisers make a meaningful contribution to the profession through their support of physical therapy research. We see you and appreciate your passion for physical therapy. It's my hope that each of you will stay connected to research throughout your careers. We're living in an exciting time for the profession. Advancing physical therapy research will help us address some of the most urgent needs of society and show the value of what we do. On the most promising research and researchers. We send a appreciation to students who participate in the Marquette Challenge. as a way to help the Foundation for Physical Therapy Research pursue its mission. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now, as a reminder, we'll announce the top VCU Marquette Challenge fundraising school at the bottom of the hour. From banana bread bake-offs to carnivals, Paya Professor events, and more, we love seeing all your creativity. We look forward to sharing some messages from these schools in this half hour. Be sure to shout out your congratulations on social media, and we'll share them right here. Now, up next, we have a very special guest we want you to welcome. Pretty excited to introduce this person. A board-certified sports clinical specialist since 2003. This person has spent over 20 years on active duty as a career military officer and practicing physical therapist within the U.S. Army and Department of Defense. He then moved to Washington, D.C. to work at the Pentagon, where he served as the Director of Wellness and Physical Therapy. During his time, he served as a consultant to the White House Medical Unit and was chosen by President Obama to serve as the first ever full-time physical therapist at the White House. He currently serves as the Vice President of the Federal Physical Therapy section of the APTA and teaches various physical therapy continuing education topics. Please join me in welcoming Drew Contreras.
I am a physical therapist at the American Physical Therapy Association, and I am the Vice President of Clinical Integration and Innovation. One of the things that really drove me to become a PT is that, like a lot of us, I just inherently enjoy working with people and trying to help people succeed at things. And I think that as a profession, that's probably what draws most of us to it. My career has been a little bit different than most people. I was a career military physical therapist in the Army for over 20 years. So got to see a lot of different places, do a lot of different things, practice a little different than the majority of people. And one of those opportunities I had was I was the White House physical therapist under the Obama administration. And, everybody says like, that must have been great. I said, yeah, it was great most of the time. Yeah, sometimes not so great, right? Because there's a lot of challenges associated with it that can make it difficult. But one of the things that I will always remember is, the president said to me once that, Drew, there's a lot of healthcare providers that help you stay healthy and help you just kind of stop from being sick. But the thing I like about what you do is you help me do the things I want to do and be the person I want to be physically and mentally, and I appreciated that. And I've always thought about that. It's just a great way of summing up what we as physical therapists can do when we work with patients. It's not always just about keeping them from being sick, but it's about helping them live the life they want to live and be the person they want to be. So I just think it's great to be in a profession where that's a tangible outcome from the work that you do. One of the other things that was also very interesting to see is kind of how research has developed with the profession. The profession used to very much start doing something and then say, hey, we should research that, after we've been doing it for 10 or 15 years, which really isn't the best way to go about it. But, one of the things I got to see was as the practice of blood flow restriction was getting started, it started off kind of in the military world, but immediately we started doing the clinical research for it. And as the spread of it clinically progressed, the research was there to back it up and follow it along. And so it went from kind of a niche practice to something that people realized has way more applicability than we thought. And now is kind of a gold standard of clinical care. So to be able to tie that clinical research piece to practice, and see it happen in sync, was really important, and I think that's the way that we need to approach our research and our practice as we move forward. As you guys see this, right, I want you to understand that the profession is kind of at this fluctuation point where there's a lot of things going on, right? We're in a post-pandemic world. The education that you guys have received is different than the people that you've gone out and worked with, and the patients that you work with are different than the patients pre-pandemic. Everything's kind of shifted a little bit. But with those challenges comes a whole lot of opportunity. You guys are going to have the opportunity to practice in ways that, people my age and older could never even dream of, whether that's working remotely or digitally with patients. I keep saying this, one of our colleagues currently works with patients in space. right? Her patients are on the International Space Station, right? And that's what physical therapy can do, right? It's not always just about being with the patient in the clinic, but it's about the guidance and the professionalism we can give to them no matter where they are. So there's a lot of changes that are coming, and I think that's going to be really exciting as you guys kind of step into your own professional realm of it, and you push the profession forward over the next 20 plus years that you guys become physical therapists. And I'm excited to see what you guys do. You know, I think that everything you guys are doing in this challenge, right? I think there's a lot to be said for it. This isn't something you needed to do, right? And we all know PT school is busy enough and hard enough as it is. So to take on something in addition to that, I commend you for it, right? It shows great leadership and a drive to be really good at what you do. And I think that that's the most important thing that I could say to you and thank you for is to continue to be curious, continue to have that drive, and it will serve you well in your profession. Thank you.
Thanks, Drew. Now, sometimes the work of a physical therapist, not unlike the work of raising money for PT research, can be challenging and time-consuming. That's why recognition is so important. To recognize all of the hard work you have done to raise money for PT research, some PT patients from a local clinic want to share their thanks.
Thank you so much for the physical therapy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Love to see it. Tonight, we'll announce the winner of the 2022-23 VCU Marquette Challenge. 59 schools participated in this year's challenge. We'd like to thank the hundreds of students who made this possible and the faculty and communities that support them. The top 3 schools in alphabetical order are the University of Delaware, the University of Miami, I believe they spell it with a U, and VCU. The school that receives the top honor as the highest fundraising school will have naming rights, bragging rights, and will co-host the 2023-24 challenge along with the challenge's founding school, Marquette University. The challenge has been around for much of the foundation's history. Since 1979, the Foundation for Physical Therapy Research has funded $22.5 million in research grants, fellowships, and scholarships. These investments help researchers advance their work. For every dollar the Foundation for Physical Therapy Research invests, our researchers go on to secure $47 in follow-on funding from larger funding agencies like the NIH. For every dollar, $47 in follow-on funding. That's pretty great. Next, we'd like to welcome Rod from VCU. Rod, welcome.
What's up, Jimmy?
Just doing this live stream here and hanging out with the big trophy. The second most popular trophy in sports is the Stanley Cup. This is number one, of course. Now, Rod, tell the audience how you participated in the Marquette Challenge.
So this year we had quite a busy year. We had our annual golf tournament. We had a cornhole tournament. We had a couple bake sales, and we had our continuing ed event, which was the first one we put on since before COVID. So that one was a little bit of a doozy.
I love the variety. I love the creativity. I'm a little offended I wasn't invited for cornhole, but maybe next year. Got my own bags.
Yeah, the invitation.
Now, Rod, let me ask, from your point of view, why is research so important for the future of the profession? Why'd you do all this work with the Con Ed event, the cornhole, and the bake sale? Why is research so important for the future of the profession?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, the world's always changing and treatments are evolving and we're getting better at rehabbing people. And honestly, it wouldn't be possible to keep up with the changes and to give the most quality patient care if we didn't have this continued research.
Yeah. All right. So make it easy, right? Students will say, well, maybe I'm too busy to do this, but give them some insight, give them a path. How can students get involved in the challenge?
Yeah, so I'm not going to give away all of our secrets, but I think one of the biggest things is to kind of just talk to your class. I think if you want to put on events that you think are successful, the first place you should start with is your class. Find out what they're interested in, what they would like to see, and then just go from there.
This sounds like patient care, Rod. Like you're paying attention to your audience and the people that are working with. And
yeah, you gotta hear what they like and go from there. But yeah. And then
excellent. Well, thanks so much to yourself, your classmates, your faculty, staff, and all the students for your contributions to the profession.
Yeah, and I would just like to say thank you to everyone who participated in the challenge this year. Everyone did a great job, and so we'd like to see that going forward.
Sounds great. Thanks, Rod. Now here's Carrie to recognize our honorable mention schools.
Thanks, Jimmy. These schools all earned honorable mention by raising at least $3,000 for research this year through the challenge. Congratulations to the following schools: Duke University, Indiana University, New York University, Northwestern University, Regis University, Shenandoah University, Somerset Community College, The Ohio State University, the University of Illinois at Chicago, University of Iowa, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, the University of Oklahoma, Health Sciences Center, Washington University in St. Louis, and William Carey University. Congratulations.
Love to see the list that long, Carrie. Congratulations again, and thank you for receiving that honorable mention. Next, we'd like to announce some special awards for the evening. These schools have impressed us with their creativity and dedication, put forth a great first effort, and returned to the challenge after a break, and more. Let's bring back some of those student coordinators. Let's have Dan and Carrie back on the screen to do that.
Hey, Jimmy, thanks for having us. So the first award goes to, it's the Best Comeback Award. So the Best Comeback Award is given to the school that took a year off, but they came back stronger and more determined by surpassing their previous fundraising total. This university took 2021 and 2022 off, but came back with a strong $10,000 donation in 2023, winning a Foundation Award of Excellence for their efforts as well. This university is Boston University. Congratulations. The next award is the Most Successful PTA School Award. This goes to Somerset Community College. They have participated in the challenge for 16 straight years, and this year they did a bundt cake fundraiser. How exciting. And the next award is the Most Creative Award. This award goes to the university that put on a musical chair event fundraiser, which is Northwestern University. Congratulations to everyone, and I'll hand it off to Carrie for the next awards.
Thanks, Dan. So I am happy to congratulate Marquette's Wisconsin neighbor, Carroll University, for winning the best effort to raise over $1,000. This year, they held many fundraisers to support the challenge, ranging from cookouts to bag tournaments, CEU courses, and even a custom t-shirt sale. Congratulations, Carroll. The next award that I get to announce is the Most Successful PT Newcomer Award. So this school who participated in the challenge for the first time this year is the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. This year, they held their inaugural gala dinner, which included a silent auction to benefit the foundation. They plan to keep up that tradition annually, so welcome to the challenge and congratulations. Finally, I get to announce the Biggest Stretch Award. This award is given to students who go above and beyond their prior contributions to the challenge. This year, our winner, Emory University, raised over $2,000 more than they had raised last year for the challenge. Congratulations, Emory. Coming soon, we will announce the year's top fundraising school, but first we'll have a message from our most successful PT newcomers, University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
Hi there, we're a first-year student physical therapist at University of Maryland Eastern Shore. I'm Vanessa Adams.
I'm Faith.
And I'm Kathleen Cooper.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Mars.
I'm Britton Farnham.
And I'm Jessica Wallace. We're all second-year DPT students at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
And Mrs. Jeannie Jump brought this opportunity to us to participate in the fundraiser.
We are so thrilled to be the first class to raise money for the Foundation for Physical Therapy Research with our DPT Gala event.
Love to see it. Now, as a reminder, if you want to shout out your school, we can't prevent you from doing that. In fact, we're encouraging it. Share your congrats on social media down below. Here's Dan again with the awards of merit and excellence. Dan.
All right. So the award of merit goes to the schools for raising more than $6,000 for research, and they are again in alphabetical order: Arcadia University and Emory University. Congratulations to you two. The next award is the award of excellence for raising more than $10,000 for research. We have four college universities here. The first one being Boston University, University of Delaware, University of Miami, and last but not least, Virginia Commonwealth University. Congratulations to all four of you.
So the next I'll be announcing the Philanthropy Circle. The Philanthropy Circle is used to recognize schools who have been a part of the challenge for at least 10 years and who have reached new donor milestones. This year, we would like to recognize the following schools. This school is moving up from the challenge to the Collegiate Circle. Their cumulative total has surpassed over $200,000. For this award, I'd like to congratulate the University of Delaware. The following schools are entering the Philanthropy Circle for the first time. Their cumulative totals have reached over $50,000. These schools are the University of Illinois at Chicago, the University of Oklahoma Health Sciences Center, and Somerset Community College. Congratulations and thanks to all these schools for their year-long efforts.
Thanks, Rod. Now, coming up, the student coordinators will announce this year's top fundraising school. You get your name on the challenge for a year, and you get this cup. And there's got to be some stories behind the cup because every year this thing comes back to me to then do it on this live stream. And there's always an extra couple of nicks and bumps. I feel like this cup, it's got a lot of stories. Before we move on now, I want to send a shout out to Marquette University students for their steadfast support in co-hosting and working quietly behind the scenes to coordinate the challenge each and every year. Marquette does not compete in the challenge, but year over year, their students also host events and raise funds to support research. Congratulations, Marquette University, for receiving the Award of Excellence for raising more than $10,000 this year. Now, thank you to all the schools that participated. Every dollar raised helps fund research for your profession. Although there is a friendly competition, the success of a challenge would not be possible without future physical therapists and physical therapist assistants from across the U.S. all pitching in. But before they announce this year's top fundraiser, a few messages from our top three.
Hello, my name is Nada, and I'm the Marquette Challenge Coordinator for the VCU DPT class of 2025. To raise money for the 2022-2023 school year, we had a lot of great events, like our annual golf tournament, cornhole tournament, and many other smaller events, such as benefit nights and our Pride Professor event. I would like to thank all of our donors and sponsors for making these events possible, and to thank the foundation for this opportunity to participate again this year. Thank you, and go Rams!
Okay, now that we've heard all of our other awards and all of those nice messages, it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. We will be announcing our top three schools in their order. So if everyone who's on screen can just, give me a little drum roll, we're going to be saying third place now, raising a remarkable $13,000, $88.61 is the University of Delaware. Congratulations. Woo woo. Excellent work. So now we're down to two. We've got Miami and VCU both on the screen. Love to see everyone all together. I'm sure you're making some noise behind those muted microphones you've got. Okay, in second place, raising an incredible $16,458.40 is the University of Miami. Congratulations. Excellent. Thank you so much. And that means winning for the third year in a row is VCU raising $24,793.89. Woo! Yes. Congratulations. So now we are going to pan and talk to VCU for a little bit. We've got Rod there and Nada, who we just met. So it's your third straight year winning. What do you attribute your success to? How do you do it?
Honestly, I think the thing that made it most successful was just having a really strong support system. I think from the very beginning, Dr. Soper told me that if you have people that are behind you that really can help you out with a lot of these events, then it'll make everything easier. And the faculty, my classmates, Nada over here, and then even like the people in the community have really helped out and like have made it so much easier than I thought it was going to be.
That's awesome. I think that really calls back to what you were talking about before with Jimmy about, it's what we do for our patients, building those relationships, building that community, and it's what the challenge was founded on. So that's great to hear. Okay. And then what we all want to know, you said you won't share too many secrets, but what's going on next year? What are you doing to shoot for 4th year in a row?
Definitely the golf tournament's always a big thing that we do. The cornhole tournament was also pretty successful, and then expanding out on some of those events that Rod started, like the continuing ed event, and just continuing what we're doing, trying our best to raise the money.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing about your experience and your ideas for next year. We're excited to see where things go.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Gary.
Yeah. So now that we've seen our top 3, I want to congratulate the students from all 59 schools who participated this year. And we're going to announce our total that all of these students came together to raise. So this year, with the Marquette Challenge, students across the country raised a whopping $166,000, $464.59. That is incredible. All from students and their efforts amongst everything else that they do. So that brings our new challenge total to a staggering $4.8 million throughout the challenge's history. So before I sign off, I want to thank and congratulate all of you once more. It's been a real pleasure to serve as a challenge coordinator. And, each year comes with its own changes and challenges, especially because we're all student fundraisers and we have to balance learning in the classroom, taking exams, going on clinical while trying to serve our community, develop as professionals. And it's really admirable the time that the Marquette Challenge coordinators and fundraisers take in order to serve the mission. And, your efforts are not unnoticed, whether you contributed in a big way, won an award, or you just got a few dollars together, it still all makes a big difference in the end. And that participation makes you not just a community leader in the short term, but it also contributes to the long-term success of the profession and leads to our goals of serving our patients. So before I sign off, thank you and congratulations to all of you once more. I'll now pass it off to Rod for a few closing comments.
Thank you, Carrie. I would like to start off by saying that it has been a joy being a challenge coordinator. I have had a great time throughout my experience organizing fundraisers, forming new relationships, and then building upon the old ones. Though at times it wasn't easy, the journey has been one that I would probably go on again. And I would like to thank everyone who has participated in this year's challenge, all the wonderful people who have helped me throughout my time, including you and Dan over here, and the foundation for putting on another successful challenge. With that, I will now pass it over to Dan.
Awesome. Thanks, Rod. I wanted to, give a final thanks to all our students, faculty, and staff members involved in making this year's challenge a success. We wouldn't be able to do it or make it happen without each and every one of you devoting your time and effort for our mission. Since this is the 35th anniversary of the Marquette Challenge, I just wanted to reflect on its origin. 35 years ago, Marquette PT students came together to fundraise $1,000. This group then challenged other PT and PTA programs across the nation to do the same, and thus the challenge was born. Since that first year, students have been fundraising for the greater good of furthering research and bettering our profession as a whole. With that being said, fundraising for the 23-24 challenge starts now. We hope to see each school participate again next year to continue the tradition and welcome the incoming student coordinators as we enter into another year of fundraising. Thank you all for joining us again. Congratulations to our award winners, and we hope you all have a great night.